I started going to this new library where I quickly made lots of new friends and things were going great until I met the wrong person. He had basically left his stuff alone for a while. When he came back, I told him it's best to ask someone to watch it since it's common for people to steal or touch unattended belongings. He thanked me, and later that night, as the library was closing, he asked what I studied and if I wanted to get coffee. I said it was a bit late and I'd rather go home. He wanted to share his portfolio because I had mentioned studying digital design and studio art. I was in a rush, so I gave him my email. He seemed normal, so I wasn't worried at all. Usually I give an alternative email address that doesn't include my name, but I'd forgotten the password to that account, and because he seemed trustworthy, I felt comfortable enough to share the one with my real name. That day when I arrived home, I received an email from him with his portfolio and an introduction of himself. On LinkedIn, I got a notification from him requesting to connect. He saw that I had previously interned and been an apprentice with big companies, which I could tell caught his attention. I could see that he checked out my other social media platforms as well. The next day he was in the library, and as soon as he saw me, he quickly told me how great it was to meet a professional like me. Then he tried to sell me his services such as video editing and design layout. Even through days later, he would countlessly try to have me teach him graphic design skills, which showed me how little he actually knew. That day, he was super nice to me by trying to share cookies with me and kept telling me how he wanted to learn all about me. I could tell that he was doing all this so I could teach him graphic design and connect him with connections to the big companies that I had worked at. It was so obvious what he was doing because when I would share normal things about myself, he would ask me if I was always this friendly. But when I shared my experience with the big companies, he would listen without interrupting me. I never accepted the cookies he offered because I could tell that he wanted something in return. Days later, I was proven right when he offered me cookies like usual, and I said, "No, it's okay, you're being really nice, and I've done nothing for you to be this nice." Then he pointed at my laptop screen at the graphic design that I was working on and said that I could teach him how to do graphic design. That day he showed me his full motive and would end up bothering me for over 3 months. Instead of manually teaching him, I told him that Pinterest and YouTube taught me a lot about graphic design, and I also recommended him the helpful graphic design books in the library that taught in great detail not only how to create graphic design, but also how to use the different softwares available. This ended up making him really mad at me for not wanting to teach him everything step by step like a baby. My final straw with him was when he decided to take my attention off of what I was doing to show me a piece of pencil lead that he was holding with his fingers. As I tried to look closely, he threw it at me. Then I took my earbuds to ask him what it was. He then slowly leaned over to me and pointed at the pencil lead, then whispered, "The architecture." Oh my God, I was in absolute shock. I wasn't sure if he was doing this to be annoying or what, but I definitely was annoyed. Then after he was done unpacking his backpack, he asked if it would be okay to close the blinds. I was so mad because there were so many empty tables and available spots without a window that he could have sat at. I also was mad because I had sat near the window so I can look out at the beautiful trees and lovely blue sky. Due to him already taking all his stuff out of his backpack, I told him that it was fine. Then I gently closed my laptop and sat at a different table. After a couple of minutes, this man decides to sit elsewhere. Then after a few more minutes, he decides to sit at a table facing me. I could tell he was doing this to be annoying. I usually stay the whole day in the library, but this man had made me nearly lose my flipping mind to the point where I just had to leave early and call it a day. Since then, I tried to completely avoid him, and I also made sure to block him on all social media accounts. After nearly 2 months or more, I found out from a friend that he moved elsewhere. When I came back to the library, the security guard, who was somewhat close to me, asked if I really knew him and asked a few other questions. I explained that he was just this guy who would come to the library every day to annoy me. The security guard told me that she thought that I knew him because he had made it seem that way when talking to her. Then she explained how she didn't like him because he would sometimes act very weird and do strange things. She shared some of the crazy stories of some of the odd things that he did when I was gone. I'm not going to get into all the details, otherwise this video would be far too long, but yeah, some of the things were pretty wild and weird.